Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back finally to the 2025 iRacing Grand Prix Series. Yes, 100% races in the official Mercedes Formula 1 car. It tries to follow the real life calendar as best as it can. This week of course is the real life Australian Grand Prix, so we have come here to Phillip Island inside the sim. Of course a racetrack that rather luckily I've been to in real life as well. Get yourself subscribed if you're new. We are getting closer and closer to 11,000 subs on the channel. Just like the NASCAR videos, this race is going to be fully uncut. It's a very, very good one. This series is so strategy based that despite the fact I lined up P20 on the grid, there is definitely opportunity to move throughout the event. So yeah, without further ado then, let's head down to the circuit. Well, 69 laps then here of Phillip Island to kickstart the all-new season. We line up P20 on the grid. Sadly, I messed up my qualifying laps. But, you know, in these kind of races, you just want to get to the checkered flag. It's going to be a long one if we survive, of course, today. But hopefully kickstarting the 2025 Formula 1 campaign here on iRacing. It's always a good fun series. It's quite a tight-knit little community as well there. But waiting then on the grid for those 5 red lights, or 4 red lights in iRacing's case. Let's try and get a good start.
Standing start now. Okay, get ready. Go!
Just going to take it really, really easy off the initial launch there. Don't want to get too much wheel spin on the run down towards turn 1. Plus, you've also got to be careful about other people potentially making a mistake in towards turn 1 as well there, as cold tyres. Already one car off on the inside of the circuit. Apparently I've got a 4X there. Didn't see any contact being made on my screen, but that's not ideal to kickstart this one. And hopefully we've avoided picking up any damage on the car. Maybe it was just some netcode off for the first couple of turns, but yeah, 24. Whoa, hello. I'm diving straight back in to the inside of us into the next corner. Luckily we'll spot that one. And he won't be able to get the power down on the exit, but obviously, yeah, with the all-new tyre wear, tyre temperature update in the sim as well, just very, very tricky to try and build up some temperature and some confidence in the car on lap 1. As that guy was very, very close to a crash and an accident behind apparently as well. See everybody locking up down in towards the final couple of corners. Looks like a lot of people opted to start on the mediums, as we will just jump to the gravel there to try to avoid whatever was going on the inside there. Luckily we'll get it back going again, try and get the power down at the final corner. Got no idea whether we've gained or lost places on lap 1. I believe we are up a couple of spots. I'm at a P17 then, as that's worked out alright. I'd like to try and get a top 10 from this race, of course. These runs can often be a bit of a race of attrition.
And their rating is 1.6.
But yeah, normally these races can be a little bit kind of an attrition battle as well, especially where they're so long. You get quite a few people, especially because this is week 13, that have signed up just thinking it's a slightly different race and haven't really looked, that it's a full distance Formula 1 Grand Prix, which is always quite funny.
Turn 7. We think it might be Clark. Yellow flag.
Plenty of incidents early on then. Adrian's gone for a spin. He's normally a regular inside this series as well. So disappointing for him early on. Hopefully, well, hasn't picked up any damage there, as you can definitely take that corner a lot quicker than this guy was. Just got to be so careful. I don't want to lock up the fronts too often. Another one off in the gravel. So we've gained a couple more freebies this time round. And we'll get some DRS as well then at the final corner. We might be able to get past this guy anyway before we even really get into the DRS zone there. As there we go, you can just see the DRS very, very powerful in these cars. I don't have the bravery though. Try and use it through turn 1. You can leave the DRS wide open through that first corner if you want, but you gain very little and potentially can lose everything in a race like this. So yeah, maybe if we were going side by side with someone on the last lap, I'd consider it, but not early on in one of these races there. But into P13 already then, so P11 is right there. Already a big gap though opening up to our top 10.
Looks like it's Daniel.
Cool, there we go. Another one's gone for a spin. So we might be able to gain another freebie here. Which way are you going, buddy? Not a fan of that rejoin, but we'll make it through. And there you go then. So this is suddenly a battle for the top 10 positions here, as just see again, definitely got a little bit more confidence than some of these guys. It's just trying to get on the throttle through a couple of these last corners as well, and especially for some people that have never kind of driven these things. Maybe have seen the start of the new year, fancy giving it a go, but I find as well that this car handles so differently with race fuel than it does in qualifying trim, as that guy. No straight line speed back in towards turn 1, so we will slip through and up then, and maybe we can try and make another one through turn 2, which we will, so a bit of a double overtake there. That's pretty good early on. Up inside the top 10 then. I've got to remember, I don't think I've remembered to rebind my visor tear off, which is a little bit of an issue.
A license, and their rating is 1.2. Incident in
a little bit of understeer there through the hairpin. So another one apparently has gone off through this corner, so I don't know how it's catching so many people out. I get that it is quite difficult to try and get the throttle down on the exit, but it shouldn't be that bad for most people inside this series. As hopefully now then we're going to be able to try and get a couple of clean laps under our belt.
Don't be pressured.
Another
Keep
one
your
gone.
exit speeds up. You're quicker than you entering turn 4.
It is just all about smoothness and consistency.
109.82.
That is all this series really is. As we should, yeah, we have got DRS again then at that final corner, so we should be able to gain again on this guy back towards turn 1. I mean, look how powerful it is when you're really closing in on someone.
P9, car left.
We'll get to the inside again there, and another nice decisive move through turn 1.
Good move, mate.
So we're up then into P8 of this race here. We really are gaining quite a lot of spots early on. I think we started P20 in this one, so definitely able to make up some good progress. But of course, obviously, everything can be gained and lost so easily in these cars, and you know, one accident, obviously, you know, these things you don't get them repaired or anything like that. If you get suspension damage, it's just game over. The game won't let you leave the pit lane once again, so an 11.6 that last lap as well is pretty good going. Competitive with some guys just in front. I was having a look in qualifying, or sorry, in free practice even. There were guys that were running like consistent, or they were running lap times in like the 7s, but I can only assume they were just practicing one lap pace.
There's an incident in turn 11.
Hopefully you're going to be that far away on race pace around here, as there you go, that lap is going to be, what's that lap time? Is a 1:10.8, so that's only a couple of tenths away from P1 then, so clearly we have got a little bit of pace in the car. This guy's done very well as well, based on his iRacing, to kind of get out of trouble early on. We were massively carried though by the DRS that last lap. See, 6 tenths down already, but already on lap 6 then, so we've done alright. Oh, don't run wide there. That curving on the outside can be horrible. It's also about trying to get the throttle pick up on the exit. No idea how many cars we'll have still running already. You often lose a few early on. Yeah, the first couple of rounds though this season, we've obviously got Phillip Island this week, Magello next week as well, which is another really, really good fun one. Nice and early on in the campaign. So yeah, it just makes it a little bit of an error. Hopefully. Oh, he's actually on softs then, so that's rather interesting. I've opted for medium to hard as probably the strategy, depending on how well the mediums last throughout this one. But again, we should be able to make this move happen back in towards someone. Whoa! Car X in the pit lane as well, so we'll make sure we give him a load more room, just in case they're in towards someone. But that was a little bit scary. That pit lane exit here is horrible, just straight out onto the racing line, over the crest as well. Is really, really brutal.
Looks like Scott.
Another one apparently has gone off. But that guy's already a lap down then, so not ideal early on. But it is just about being smooth in this car. You know, you've just got to be so gentle with it. It's not like the old W11 or W12, which it was. So yeah, this is the W13, isn't it? I believe it's the W12 car that, you know, you can really kind of feel like you can overdrive it. This thing, You've kind of got to work with it a whole lot
Car
more.
ahead is a lap
It's not
behind.
as fun to drive, to be honest. I don't think it's that bad. I know a lot of people kind of hated it. And at least with this car, the races don't string out as badly. Bro, where are you going?
Car right. Clear right.
Is right then? Yeah, we're up at the 7th place, so we gain a nice little chunk of iRacing.
Car number 12,
If we were to finish
A
here.
license. And their rating is 2.2.
Certainly better than I thought I'd be early on, based on some of the iRacings. That corner is so fun when you get it hooked up. You just roll on the exit. So we've got more yellows out for debris. Let's say this is the first time I've probably driven this thing in about 6 months. Luckily, you kind of remember some of the quirks to kind of how to race it, but yeah, it will still absolutely punish you if given the chance. There's plenty of debris out there, it would appear. The yellow flag constantly flying early on. Yeah, we've already got a 12, 13 second gap to the guys in front, though. So we'll have to wait and see whether we've got any pace to kind of start taking time out of them. Maybe we've already been able to kind of bring ourselves up into the position we should be in terms of pace here. There's Daniel a little bit further behind, who's got a lot more iRacing than me, so you'd expect him to be quick. But Mark and Bryce then maybe just battling each other. Try and just continue taking a little bit of time out of them. So again, the good thing is in this kind of race, you've got plenty of time to do so. God, that curving on the inside is horrible. It's like a proper step curve there. Got to be really careful you don't try and get the throttle down on it. That was nice hook up on the exit though. Yeah, Phillip Island, though, I think in terms of the actual overall race time, though, is actually quite a long one. Well, in this series, as the corner's not quite flat out in the way it once was. Yeah, this plays 70 laps here. I mean, it's not a particularly long lap. 111s isn't that bad, but it's definitely not a really fast one either there. As there you go, you see it 11.4 and a 12.0. Those two in front. We also did a 12.0 that time. A couple of little errors, so that's alright. I think we can. I see no reason why we can't run like consistent mid-high 11s here and start taking some time out of Mark as well. He's the next car up on me in terms of iRacing, but there's quite a big gap between us. Wait and see what we can do. Or as well, of course, now we'll be trying to race the Delta, and every time we know we're going to be a good 7/10 down
Alexander behind
by the time we get at turn 2. So yeah, luckily Evan behind doesn't seem to have any pace over me. That's more of the line we need through there. A little bit of a blend through the first part, but yeah, I'm having to short shift up through 4th there, just to get the throttle down a little bit easier on the exit. I wish your Delta was based on your non-DRS time. I think that'd be quite useful. There you go. Last lap then, Evan and I set identical lap times, and we've pretty much matched it again then, so
Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.49.
we did take another 8/10 out of the guy in front, but yeah, I want to be consistently in the 11s. That's kind of the goal here.
Turn 5. You think it might be Wake Zurich?
Someone else making just a little error. Let's say, as long as we can manage this pace of the cars behind, that's the other big thing here. Still very early doors though. A lot will and can change. He's quite impressive though, just how quickly the tyres fall off. Phillip Island as well, I believe. I mean, Magello next time round can't be much better.
E7.
But this place as well is brutal on the tyres. So many of these kind of long hanging corners, and then a couple of spots where you can lock up as well quite easily. So you have got to be really gentle kind of with it as well. So it's why I didn't want to start on the softs. I was like, well, just go on the mediums. We'll see how they handle.
Looks like it's Michelle.
But even if we can just get this set to like lap 25 or so, then hopefully we'll be able to take the hards to the end.
Come on, get back
Also, pit lane entry is horrible here. So then you've got to be really careful with. Come on. Kind of mad though, isn't it, when you think obviously this was the first year of the ground effect cars. And it doesn't feel that long ago, but already this year we're into the very last ones. Oh, that was stupid. A little bit optimistic there.
Keep it within the track.
Just gather it up. There you go. Anytime I've gained over those last couple of laps, then immediately gone. But yeah, the fact that we're already at the end of kind of this era of car seems mad. I'd love to be able to drive kind of,
There's an incident in turn 10.
even if it's
Think it
like
might
this
be
year's
Mark.
Mercedes or something like that. But just something kind of to see how much these things have stepped forward in such a short space of time. I think Mark made a little bit of an error as well.
It's closing in. The gap is now 0.6.
Yes, I think Evan here might get the slipstream, or should have the slipstream on me, so might be a threat back down towards turn 1. See how much he can gain on me in towards that first corner. Not quite close enough. Will he keep the DRS open though? No, he won't. Luckily, again, you know, because these are ground effect cars, the dirty air shouldn't be too bad either. Yeah, I reckon our race today is going to be between us, Evan, and Mark in front. I reckon we have got just a little bit more pace over Mark in front. I think we can consistently just take a little bit out of him, which would be really, really useful. Even if we just drag Evan along with us, that doesn't worry me too much. That corner, though, just gives me no confidence on the exit. Just never quite know whether the car is going to grip up or not. I want to try and keep the instant count fairly low as well here if I can. We're at 2.6 as a B license. I'd love to try and get up to A. That lap 1 4X though probably hasn't done us any favours. Say that lap again, we took another half tenth out of him. It's not a lot, but in such a long race, just to be reliably, even if you're just taking a few tenths, is good. So I don't know what tyres he's even on or anything like that, so could be that strategy comes into it later on. Although I think a lot of people opted for the medium. First race of the year, everybody just wants to take it easy. Ooh, it's not where I want to be. Always never sure when to shift up in this thing as well. It's always quite a difficult one to kind of figure out. Get on that throttle nice and early. Already nearly a quarter of the way there. These races are, you know, they do, once you kind of get through those first couple of laps.
Turn 6. It looks like Scott.
Yeah, they really do kind of, you know, as soon as you start ticking the laps by, especially if you're kind of racing with someone. I mean, this is a one split event this week, which I can't say I'm too surprised with. I mean, I am doing it on a Thursday morning here in the UK, so might have to try and switch to a different time slot. Problem is, obviously, I can't do Thursday nights because I do NASCAR. And they decided to run both. If they ran both series, like, if they ran this and then 2 hours later they ran NASCAR, I'd probably do them both in one night. But they just don't. There you go, that time round will have taken a little bit more out of Mark. There you go, 1.2 out of him that time. And Evan behind there, I think, has just made a little error as well. Gap just opening back up.
Like it's king.
Yeah, hopefully we're not going to be under too much pressure from Daniel either behind. Oh, come on. Just an easy way to throw away a couple of tenths. Already, though, we've got more and more lap traffic out. Still 19 cars running at least then. That's pretty good going by this series standards.
Incident in turn 11. Looks like it's Scott.
Ugh, that's not what you want to be doing, bro. Yeah, there you go. Ryan's gone, rather unsurprisingly. Yeah, I mean, it's the fact the top guys are still kind of running in the consistent mid-11s still. It's always quite impressive.
One lap behind.
Just how much better they are at trying to hang it onto it. Still able to kind of, in a way that you can kind of nail a lap early in a stint, they're able to still do it, you know, 20 laps in kind of thing. Just having more confidence and belief, honestly. I just try to be super smooth with the steering as well. I never bother with the ERS change as well in this car. I don't even know if in the fixed series you can do anything with it. But I always just leave it on balanced.
I think it might be Rice.
Another one gone. I think we'll make that through without any problems.
The gap to 8th place behind is increasing. It's now 1.7 seconds.
So building up a bit of a gap then to the guy behind, but Mark that time round's done a really good lap time. Trying to break at that marker, but I'm just not convinced I can do it every time. Definitely losing a little bit more. Each lap you can start to feel the tyres. Just not quite with the same amount of grip. That's one of the worst corners for it. The fact that was an easy flat early on and is now already feels a little bit more tricky. Ooh. Trying to pick up the throttle just a bit too soon. Like I said, it's just how quickly that mistake can come back to haunt you there as Michael already into the pit lane then. That's a rather early stop. Can he have 50 laps on the mediums? I don't think it'll be particularly fun. So I'll be interested to see how that strategy plays out for him later on, unless he's on a 2-stop. Could always run like mediums to say lap 50 and then go back onto another set of softs or something like that. And I'll have good pace if he does it. I want to get the DRS off this guy in front. Oh, I just turned in a little bit too early. You know that curving on the inside will punish you. It's just how much you want to hug that apex. Got no idea. You need to make sure, obviously, you're over on the left-hand side by the time you get through the drop, but... Well, there we go. Someone else in as well. So the soft compound runners, I think, definitely not able to go as far as I would expect them to. That's going to promote someone to P5 temporarily. Oh, so he's gone to another set of softs then.
P5.
So he's definitely not going to make it. So We could be in a race with these guys if we can make the one-stop work. So obviously we'll be moving over to hards. We won't be as quick, but yeah, well, definitely. I think if we can get the, I mean, these tyres feel all right still. If we can get to kind of late 20s, that'll be good. Yeah, if we can be running like 30 laps on this set and 40 laps on the hards, that shouldn't be too bad.
The gap to Alexander behind is now 2.1 seconds.
But it's just kind of how these tyres fall off towards the end of the stint.
Turn 7. It looks like Daniel.
It's just like looking at that front left, front right even.
Barnes is now on medium.
There's a lot of people pitting very early. There's Daniel behind me. Don't know if he's had a crash and is out of it or what's going on there. We're able to move past this guy though, back towards turn 1.
Clear left.
So there's definitely a lot of, I think a lot of people are trying to two-stop this. I'm not sure if that's going to be the way to go. I mean, this guy I'm sure is going to come straight back past me.
Car right.
Can't say I'm surprised by this one.
Still there, clear right.
Okay, don't go for it. Fresh tyres, bro. Oh, no.
Clear on your left, clear left. Come on, don't let
If we
him
can
get
just
away.
keep the DRS on him, that'd be nice. It'll only be for one lap, I would have thought, if we can even manage that, but... So even if I've got the DRS, I don't think we'll get the run on him, but if we could, I don't think I want to go for it. No point kind of tripping each other over here. See how much we can gain though back towards turn 1. Yeah, Daniel's definitely gone.
The car in front is Barnes.
Remember, I haven't had DRS in so long, got to remember to deactivate it through turn 1.
Barnes ahead is now 0.42.
I have visions of myself just flying off the road there. Sully's going to get the run on the lap car. Not quite. Oh, there you go. That's one way to get past him, I suppose.
It might be King, clear left.
God, he takes a really wide line in there. No idea how he makes that work. That's very impressive how kind of the confidence he's got to sweep in late. Oh no. We'll get a bit of rotation through in the end. I thought we were going straight off then. Yeah, you can see how much of a difference though a fresh set of tyres makes in just a couple of laps. I don't think the two-stop is a particularly bad strategy choice to go with here. I'm just not sure I want to go with it. I feel like we're consistent enough still on this set. So look at that, he was 2 seconds clear of me that lap, and I had DRS. So I'm just still interested in trying to take time out of Mark in front.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 3.1.
Oh, come on. Just when you pinch that tyre on the apex.
The gap behind is now 3.5 seconds.
Evan's still staying out there as well, so there's definitely a few of us trying to make the one-stop happen. It does work quite well, and obviously the fact you can make an undercut happen and everything. There is such a big difference between the tyres. I do think generally iRacing's F1 experience is a bit underrated. I think it does a pretty... It's a shame this car isn't more popular, I'll be honest. Ooh, there's a wing of some sort. Because I think they do a good job with it, but I understand, you know, for most people this series just isn't that popular. Which is a little bit of a shame, but...
Incident in turn 7. It looks like it's Daniel.
Come on, yeah. And definitely starting to struggle a little bit more with those tyres.
P5.
Oh, we've lost 2 more.
The next car is 1 lap behind.
Like I said, these races are so much of attrition. I think we had 23 sign-ups for this. I'd be impressed if we see more than 15 cars finish. That's just the way these races go.
6th place. Behind is now 1.4.
We're already over 1/3 distance then.
1:30.00.
So we are definitely getting there. Whether we'll see a little bit of a battle between the two in front. Temporarily, I mean, they're on very different strategies, but still. So we can just get these tyres to the end of 30, because of course the second half of the race, the tyre wear should be better anyway. Obviously you're on less fuel. Track's more rubbered in as well. So it should give you a good chance. So you kind of think, even if I can only take this set 30 laps, the second set should be slightly easier. My goal is just to get to the end of lap 30. Then we'll do 39 on the second set. Oh, this guy's closed in rather rapidly. Haven't even spotted that. There goes to the outside of me. Back in towards turn 1.
Clear left.
Try and claim a little bit of a slipstream for myself.
Come on, we can do better than this. Focus on your exits. Keep it smooth. Okay, stay with him.
A little bit of a shame because, of course, effectively we are racing these guys on the same strategy, but we've both effectively got 1 more pit stop to go. I wonder if we're going to get a dive bomb here. I think we will.
Car right.
Yeah, just gets to the inside there. Not a lot we can really do.
Right, on your right, clear right.
That was a little bit awkward for us. I did get worried then that I could see the leader on the relative, but he's still 31 seconds back. I'd love to try and stay on the lead lap in this, but not optimistic it's going to happen. It is quite a short lap here. You'd have to average being about a second off the pace, which is going to be quite a tall order. You know, there are some quick guys.
The car in front of us is Simeon, car number 6, A license, and their rating is 3.0. The gap to Simeon ahead is increasing. It's now 1.5.
Bit disappointed I didn't get the DRS there, but there we are.
113.04. There's an incident in turn 6. It looks like Rice.
Fortunately now I haven't even got eyes on the guy I'm actually racing with. He ran a 12.8 that last lap. Like you can see in this battle in front though. It's going to be nice to get off this set of boots. They don't feel bad, but they certainly don't feel good anymore. So, I've got a latency variation. Hopefully that's not going to cause us too many issues. Part of iRacing's new disconnection thing. Luckily that's gone away pretty quick. First I've ever seen that. That's quite scary. Especially with how reliable my internet can be. Oh, they're both closing in on that lapped car as well. I can see them fighting. They've gone through turn 1 side by side. That's pretty good going. Could be seeing a crash here pretty soon though. Oh, lap car's still in front of the pair of them. a 109.8. That's a very good going lap. They're still stuck behind that lap car.
3 seconds.
No idea how, but clearly too busy fighting each other rather than getting on with it. Well, that helps me out because, of course, effectively we're going to get a bit of or hopefully going to get a bit of an undercut on them soon. See, I don't think we'll be in a battle with them to the end, but you never know. One little mistake, something like that, it really will change things. This lap's been a bit terrible. On 13.1, I mean, we're still a 6/10 quicker than Mark in front, but yeah, I think everybody in the pit early, though, is ahead of us. So I don't think we're really going to gain anything from that. We just got to keep trying to take time out of Mark. Like I said, I think he's my race to the end. Trying to chase him down for like 65 laps here, and hopefully we'll get something to show for it. Always get a little bit nervous when you see a puff of smoke over there.
There's an incident in turn 11. It looks like Michelle.
Or a puff of smoke
Yellow
there.
flag.
Right, so we'll come in then, we'll box the end of the next lap, I think. Let's see then, the gap to Mark down to just 7 seconds, so we definitely are still going a little bit quicker than him. So we did a 12.8 that lap, he did a 12.7. We're just so evenly matched around this place.
The gap to Simeon ahead is increasing. It's now 6.5.
Big gap behind us though, so I think Evan's boxed already, so he'll probably get the undercut on us temporarily, but I don't know whether he's 1 or 2 stopping. Can't quite remember. Other good thing as well, of course, is we're going to go a lap down, so we will have 1 less lap to do by the end of this. But yeah, we've just got to try and take it nice and easy on pit lane entry here, because it is a horrible, horrible one. It just feels so underscript. You kind of got nothing to aim for or anything like that, and there's plenty of time that can be won and lost. Let's just see how well we can take it on the way in. That was alright. Ugh. Try and get the throttle back down. A little bit early on the brakes, that's fine though. Very, very quick stop, of course. There you go. Try and be nice and easy on the wheel spin as well. So I think we are temporarily going to go a lap down then here.
All clear, push now.
Really don't want to throw away any time on pit lane exit. We might just stay on the lead lap for now.
Clear right, you've got cold tyres, you need to get some heat into them.
That guy's absolutely mental. Okay, so this is Evan then that we're battling with, so at least we have got a kind of a race for position. Just got to try and find a way around Luke.
Left side.
Oh,
Still there.
bro,
Left.
I'm there.
Blue flag.
Get a 0x for that one. I mean, he's a lap down. He shouldn't really be fighting us. This is F1 rules. So we're down to, so we only lost the 1 spot then to Evan. Hopefully we're going to be able to get back past him pretty quick. Hopefully as well, this will allow us to get a bit of an undercut on Mark. But not going to hold my breath. It's only 3.7 seconds between our top 2. That's quite good going. Yeah, I'll be interested to see now when Mark's going to dive in. Because hopefully we're going to be comfortably quicker than him for these next few laps. Need to try and get past Evan first, though. to the inside.
Right side's clear.
There we go.
Faster stuff.
Ooh.
Lots more of that.
It's my first 1x in a while. There you go. So the gap to Mark, 29.5. I think we need it to be under about 24 if I wanted to try and get the undercut on him.
A lap behind.
As long as we're a lot closer, that's all I'm really worried about. It's how early you can pick up the throttle as well, man. Well, I'm sure Mark will already be looking at that gap coming down and thinking, yeah, I need to pit. And even then, that corner's not easy flat.
Mark, car number 12, A license, and their rating is 2.2. The gap to 8th place, behind is now 1.5.
There we go, we've immediately got Evan though out of the range, which is important. Don't want to be giving him any free time as we get in towards the second half of this race. That lap time was a 10.8 there, so 2.4 seconds quicker. The undercut is so powerful in this series. It's unbelievable just how much you can gain on people. See if we can try and set a new PB without DRS, that'd be useful. Give us something to chase lap time wise towards the end of the afternoon. Not with lines like that, I won't know. Just trying to push on corner exit a little bit more. Oh, come on, we're going to be about 2 tenths out that time. That's annoying. Actually, it's going to be only be about a tenth out by the time we get round the end of the lap. So we can definitely do it. I just want to get 1 lap quicker so I've got something to chase. That second half then is a 10.9 that time round. So yeah, if I just don't lock up here, I can definitely find it. Said I'll take a bit too much curve that time round. Still get the throttle down on the exit though. Oh, don't dip a wheel on the grass. I mean, we're setting good, consistent lap times. It's just not quite enough. This is really annoying me. There we go. We've got relative on Mark again, so we might actually get the undercut here. He still wants to stay out a few more laps.
It's now 8.7.
We might be able to jump him. So we pulled away from the leader quite rapidly. Guess that's a good sign. I mean, as long as we can just keep setting good, consistent lap times.
Collado is now on softs.
Don't know if changing up into 7th through here is better or not. I think it is. And then back down into 6th. Through the top of the hill. Oh, that might be a 1x. Just try to tack it a bit too early. Well, we're over halfway then, so we're doing alright. Gap to Mark down to 22 seconds now, so his tyres, I mean, he might get a big undercut on me, or a big overcut, of course. Towards the end of the race, his tyres might hang on a lot better, so I'm guessing that's his strategy play, but seems a little bit risky. Yeah, I think we've wasted those few laps where we could have tried to beat our PB. Unless we can get some DRS this time round. But then again, that's obviously irrelevant. That's what I wanted to try and avoid.
There's an incident in turn 11. Looks like it's Price.
Someone else made an error. Ugh! I might make an error. No, we're fine. Somehow just about held on to that one. There we go. We'll get some DRS. Nice bit of speed back down in towards turn 1.
Your last lap time was at 111.18.
I guess the lap time's good. Hopefully we'll get a PB then.
Alexander behind is increasing. It's now 11 seconds.
Oh no. Another 1x. Come on, man.
Just had a warning for cutting the track.
Gotta be better than this. I think, yeah, we should definitely come out ahead of Mark, though, but it's how quick is he going to be in the second half?
Fastest lap for Calado, 109.44. 7th position.
Yeah, 9.4 here is rapid. Even with a slipstream on soft tyres, I think I'd struggle to get much, close to that. So Mark's still setting kind of high 12s, low 13s. We're setting kind of high 10s, low 11s. But say he's going to be, he could be a second a lap quicker than me for a few once he's pit. There's a leader in, so that'll give us a bit of breathing room. I don't know, he might have started on the hards. If so, then his pace is going to be rapid towards the end.
The leader is now on softs.
Leader's trying to take a set of softs. Don't know whether he'll get to the end on those. I mean, that might be what Mark's trying to do, medium to soft.
Barnes,
could be his play.
Is now in the lead.
You just don't know.
Alexander behind is increasing. It's now 12 seconds.
Thing is, it might generally be worth pitting again towards the end, depending on how these tyres hold up. Yellows. Bit of debris. I think it's just often that gravel's been kicked up onto the circuit, which isn't much of a problem. I mean, if we can get this gap under like 10 seconds to Mark by the time he pits, we'll either have a huge advantage on him, or of course we could just opt to try and pit a few laps later and just take the rest of the time out of him. I really cannot work out what his strategy is here. It seems very, very odd. Come on. Still definitely going about a second lap faster though. He ran a 12.9 that time. What are we going to do? We run another 11.4.
Sector 1 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. You're 2/10 off the
16
pace.
seconds
Sector
then.
2. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
Thing is, even if he pits now, obviously he'll only come out a few seconds behind us. Then it might be a case of just trying to hang on inside the DRS if he gets round me.
Gap to P8.
Either way, we could be on for a good battle.
13 seconds. The leader leader's just done a 109.76. New fastest lap for
Leader's
Calado,
running in the
109.35.
nines again now. A 9.3. Yeah, we're definitely going to end up a lap down in this one. I mean, I'm sure I lost a fair chunk of that time in the opening couple of laps, but still something. There you go, that was another pretty tidy one though. I think track grip is getting a little bit better.
14 seconds.
Kind of looking at some of those other guys inside the top 5 there. Their pace now, as they're on old tyres, is really starting to struggle. Don't know why I left it in 5th. That was a bit sketchy. They're running 12s again now. I can only assume, yeah, Mark's trying to go softs to the end. It's a brave call, but could pay off for him. Say, we're getting to that awkward point now where I'm kind of there going, if he did pit, I won't be able to kind of pit again and continue to catch him. But the gap might not be big enough for us to be able to hold him off. Ugh.
You're reeling P6 in. The gap's now 13 seconds.
See, it is just a question of how much longer does he try and take that set? How far does he believe a set of soft compound tyres can go towards the end of this race? Questions that will all be answered by the end of this one. Hopefully.
The guy in front is 1 lap behind.
Still less than 10 seconds between your top 3 though, that's quite impressive. But I think top 2 are on much better strategies now. Yeah, they sacrificed a lot in the first half to try and gain a load in the second. So there you go, leader 26 seconds back.
108.93.
He's running 8.9, that is stupid fast. Yeah, so he's definitely going to lap me by the end. Not a chance we stay on the lead lap here. Big gap though to Evan behind, so he's starting to struggle just a little bit. We could definitely afford to kind of box and cover him off towards the end if I needed to.
The car ahead is 3 laps behind. You're reeling Mark in. The gap's now 11 seconds.
11 seconds to Mark. This is good.
The guy in front is 2 laps behind. There's an incident in turn 10. We think it might be Mark.
Oh, has he made an error, or has he just tried to dive into the pits? No, he has made an error.
Looks like Mark.
There he is, just in front of us. So will he dive into the pit lane now then? He's still trying to stay out there. Well, this really opens up the strategy for us, because of course effectively now he's lost the entire pit stop. So he could try and go soft compound tyres to the end of this one if I wanted to. But even if we don't, of course, he'd have to try and take like 20 seconds out of me.
Sector 3 is a second off the pace.
His strategy has not worked for him. No idea what error he made, but disappointment for him, I'm sure. This should hopefully inherit his P6. I mean, he's on the medium still. Those tyres must be absolutely wrecked. Why would you not move over to softs? They must have nothing left on them. They must be down to the tread. Just don't have any confidence about where he's going to go. Just try and get the DRS on him if we can. Is he going to finally dive in? Yes, he is. Into the pit lane he'll finally go then. He still could actually get back to me though by the end. If he runs like a second a lap faster, it could happen.
B6. Mark,
thank
car
you.
Left. Clear
Oh, that's
left.
Bryce. Oh, he's just pit again, hasn't he, of course.
You're reeling.
He's on a
Simeon
2-stop.
in. The gap is now 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to keep up with him. I mean, all the guys in front of me now have
The
like
next car is
1,000 more
Simeon,
iRacing.
Car number 6, A license, and their rating is 3.0. Barnes is now on softs.
There you go, yeah, so these guys are all pitting again then. Trying to see themselves through to the flag. Come on, can we set a new PB out of nowhere here? We're 1/100th of a second up. I think we have. What time's that then? A 10.8. So happy that we finally are able to beat our lap. But yeah, now it's... Well, Mark and Evan are probably going to have a battle with each other. At least temporarily. So that works well for us.
Alexander behind is pitting now.
Oh, Evan's going to dive back in again then. Fair enough. So it really is going to now be about just trying to hang on. But I know obviously I can box again
Alexander
if I need to.
is now on softs.
Try and be quicker. I don't think... We shouldn't need to. We're at 2/3 distance. I'd like to believe we can hang on to the end. Because we know those tyres will fall off. Like, you won't have the same advantage for very long. Oh, I just missed out on the DRS. That's a shame. Could have had that little bit of free time.
Softs.
There we go. We might get ahead of Michael temporarily. We will get ahead of him by at least a couple of seconds, which I guess is good. Yeah, we won't hang on ahead of him to the end,
3
but
laps behind.
still good to temporarily kind of gain that spot. Come on, buddy. You're on softs, man. You should be
Car
quicker.
Right. Right side's clear.
Thank you.
The gap to Simeon ahead is increasing. It's now 3.3.
Come on, give me some slipstream. Give me some DRS even. No, that's definitely
Car
not going
ahead
to happen.
is a lap behind.
Not a fan of all this lap traffic getting a little bit sketchy. I mean, we're not that... I know, obviously, we're on a very different strategy, but we're not that far away from the podium places at the moment.
The gap has come down
These
to
guys are
1.8.
running in the 9s,
That
though,
lap
and
was
I'm
at
not.
12.33.
Our battle is still going to be with Mark by the end. Adrian's recovered well, though. After that early spin. Yeah, top two, though, got half a minute over P3, so they're looking pretty safe at the front.
There's an incident in turn 10. Looks like it's Barnes.
Oh, someone else made an error.
Yellow flag.
I think he's gone. Is that going to be a freebie for us? I think it is. No idea how he's done it, but that might be another spot. Yep, he's in the pits. I think we're going to be up into P4 then late on here. It's not bad going. There we go, up into P4 of this race with just 20 laps left.
P4. Your lap time was at 1:11.
And 11 that time round as well, so happy with that.
Off the pace.
We get a top
Sector
5
2 is
here, I'd be
0.6
very happy.
Off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace.
I mean, even if we finish 4th at the moment, it reckons 80 iRacing, I would take that rather happily. Let's say Michael will get back past me by the end, I'm sure. Well, his lap times at the moment aren't looking that impressive. I think he's been just trying to get his way through the traffic, though. We've just got to keep doing our thing, though. Keep hitting our markers towards the end. And now you're just starting to see him take a little bit more out of me again through those final couple of quarters. Mark, though, is still running over a second lap faster, so we're definitely not safe from him by the checkered flag here, depending on how his tyres hang on. I've got no idea what's going on with Michael, but I'd expect him to be a bit quicker.
The gap to Wake Zurek behind is now 3.0 seconds.
He's definitely still going quicker than me, but even if he gets past, as long as we can just try and hang with him, that'd be fantastic. Even if it just isn't to threaten him again, but just try and keep the gap up a bit more would be useful. Obviously Magello up next is another one DRS zone circuit, so again, overtaking, you will just be waiting for that front straight to really do anything.
The next car is 1 lap behind.
Oh, come on. Understeer is horrible. Yeah, now Michael's starting to close in. So still difficult to try and get that throttle down. So he's going to fly past me this time around back to turn 1. Not even going to bother trying to defend it, there's just no point. Can we stay inside the range though? That's the real question. I think we might struggle actually.
We might get him back.
We've got to try and hang as close as we can, just in case his tyres fall off by the end, but you can already see the chronic understeer at turn 2. Really, really difficult. Try and keep your foot planted. Whoa. Yeah, there you go. Just able to get that throttle down a little bit quicker.
The next car is Wake Zurek, car number 5, A license, and their rating is 3.5. The gap to P4 ahead is increasing, it's now 1.1.
Through corners like that as well, we'll just lose bags of time. All I can really hope for is that his tyres fall off by the end, but not holding my breath. He's made them work before. I can't see why he won't be able to make them work again.
P5, that was a 111.54.
Yeah, annoyingly, I think we are going to go a lap down as well by the end. So if he just makes one little error, something like that, we could definitely get back in with him. So gap to Evan behind is still 20 seconds then, so hopefully we're going to be pretty safe against him. They're both kind of running in the 11s at the moment.
Gap to Wake Zurich ahead is increasing. It's now 3.1 seconds. That last lap
He's
was
just opening up that gap.
11.62.
Like I said, unless those tyres can hit a cliff or something, which I don't think they will. Leader's not running that much quicker than us. We'll be close whether we get lapped by the end. I'm hoping not, but I don't think so. Still running low 10s in front. So yeah, he's going to have to take a lot of fall off for us to really be able to do anything. Gap to the guy behind, about 12 seconds.
Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.47 off the pace.
I think though it's safe to say our pace today is, I feel, has been pretty good. You know, first race back in this car, probably very, very rusty as well. And obviously, especially when you factor in everything that went on early on, and to come back and still be fighting around the top 5, I can't complain about. Hopefully, we'll keep the mistakes as well down to a minimum.
The gap to Wake Zurich ahead is increasing. It's now 4.1.
And this series is good fun as well. Like I said, I enjoy this car. The problem is you just don't get many battles whilst racing. It is far more kind of a series of strategy and consistency more than anything else. Which I understand for a lot of people isn't as much fun, but it's enjoyable in its own way.
111.67.
Gap's the guy behind now, down to 10 seconds. So much front end this car. Like, I'm always surprised when you look at the inside wheel there that it still hooks up. Oh, Michael got the DRS, I think, that time round. That's annoying.
Gap to Wake Zurich ahead is increasing. It's now 5.4 seconds.
Yeah, that'll give him a good lap time on the board.
The car in front of us is 2 laps behind.
Maybe if they can just trip each other over a little bit, though, that could be useful. I feel this thing just getting a little bit easier through some of the corners, though, as the fuel burns off. Very, very different car to the one we started the race in. Ugh. Easy. And he ran a 10-0 that time round. That's ridiculous. He ran an 11-2 and I felt like I nailed it. Although he did have the slipstream.
P5.
Yeah, gap at the front's opened up to about 8-9 seconds though between the top two. So difficult when you just get that little wobble out of the back end through the exit of the corner, just trying to keep the power fully down. But just knowing it could slide out.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 7.0. The guy in front is 3 laps behind.
Hopefully we'll start getting a couple of laps of DRS though. Don't know if these two are battling on the same lap. Certainly won't be getting DRS from him then. Hopefully we will from Jordan.
Car in front is 2 laps behind.
Yeah, Evan behind is still taking a little bit of time out of us, just not as much anymore. There's 10 to go then.
You're reeling, Wake Zarek in. The gap is...
He's made a little error somewhere. It'd be great if we could close him back in by the end. Don't think we will, but it would be fantastic. We'll keep pushing. Leader that time round went 9/10 faster than me though. So hopefully this guy will give me some DRS. Yeah, we just about were in the range then. That's fantastic. So we're able to use all of it in towards turn 1.
That's good consistency. Keep it up. On your right side's clear.
Thank you. Thought we'd get the power down a little bit better than he did there, but apparently not. Oh, don't lock up now. Any time I could have gained from the DRS immediately is gone.
The gap ahead is now 6.9.
I don't say I've given him the DRS now. Better not try and come back at me in towards turn 1. Hopefully he'll just sit behind me, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Who knows what lap traffic can be like on this game yet. There you go.
Clear right.
Whoa! That was scary. Hopefully this time around we can break away from him. Why suddenly now have I decided to start locking up the front into there again?
Temperature's decreasing. It's now
Very annoying.
24 Celsius.
There you go, gaps up over a second. That's important. Michael again though sets an 11, kind of a mid-11. I just want to believe his tyres are falling off, but I'm just not holding my breath. Love to try and get to him by the end, but I don't think it's going to happen.
The gap in front is now 7.0 seconds.
Just holding stable with a few laps to go. Like I said, the big one still is, can we try and not go a lap down? That's my goal. I think we can call this race pretty good success if we manage that. He's certainly not pulling away from me much anymore. Oh wait, no, I have no idea what the Delta's doing. 6.4 that time.
That lap time was 111.32.
He gained 0.02 of a second on me. So there's no kind of cars in the way or anything like that either towards the end, so it should be safe. It's definitely just had another lock-up. Gained time because of it. Don't know how you managed that, but he has. No! Oh, damn it. Oh no, don't say I'm beached. I'm beached it! No! Oh no! I cannot believe it, late on in the day. It's stuck. We cannot do anything. I cannot believe that. I'm going to ask.
The car ahead
Anybody
is
can give me a push.
Car number 12, A license, and their rating is 2.2.
Oh man, I cannot believe this. It's stuck. I don't know if anybody that slaps down might give me a push or something late on. I cannot believe it. I didn't even know it was possible. Oh man. I just can't do anything with it. I don't even know what I'm stuck
The guy
on.
ahead is Clark, car number 8, A license.
Oh, anybody.
2.9.
People are just going to leave me here with 5 laps to go. Damn it. Oh man. It's nobody, surely. Even if you're multiple laps down. No one wants to give me a push. Oh. I'm aware we've got many mechanical problems now.
The guy in front is May.
I'm worried I'm going to
number
cook the
11,
engine.
and their rating is
Oh,
2.3.
damn it. It's stuck on... Say, I think it's just stuck in the middle, isn't it? I can't even, like, kick it or anything. Oh, this is so heartbreaking. No one's willing to give me a push. Well, in a race that looked like it was going to promise so much, we will walk away with absolutely nothing when all is said and done. Plus 0.3 for SR, I guess, is good. Brings us closer to the 3.0 rating we need to get our A license back last season. Minus 14 iRacing, though, when it looked like we were going to gain about 70 odd from that one, is truly devastating as well there. It was good fun, though, up to that point, so I'll definitely have to come back next week for Magello. I think we would have also got the award for most places gained by the end of that one as well, because I think we started 20th, and we were going to finish in P5 there, so that's pretty gutting when all is said and done. Looks like Evan was the biggest gainer, though. 87 iRating gain for him come the checkered flag, but yeah, gutted with that. We were 6 laps down when we finished there. But thank you all so much for watching nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon with more of the 2025 Mercedes IGP Challenge.